On the internet, every house is made of glass. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and there has been some drama floating around regarding somebody that I do consider a friend in YouTube land. If I were to be vague about this, people would be able to guess, so to avoid beating around the bush, I'm going to just say who it is and briefly what I know, which is very little. Jeff Holiday is being accused of some sort of doxing stuff, and people are saying he has lied about some things, having something to do with a Discord server and a YouTuber that I was previously unfamiliar with named Coach Red Pill. Apparently, the channel Coach Red Pill is a legitimate alt-right channel. Jeff Holiday vehemently hates the alt-right and really likes a lot of people who are racial minorities, from my understanding of him, and so I guess Coach Red Pill and Jeff Holiday are natural enemies. Apparently, there's a Discord server, which is a social media site that I don't even use, where people are sharing personal information about some people, and Coach Red Pill is one of them, and Jeff Holiday apparently is somehow connected to this, and somehow he tweeted out a tweet where he implied that he knew Coach Red Pill's name. People are mad at Jeff, saying he's a doxer or something, which always seems to be the go-to excuse for people in the skeptic sphere to turn on their own and begin attacking each other, as if anything even remotely related to doxing somebody, or something that could even be remotely called a dox, anything that's like that is an unforgivable sin in our sphere. And that's literally all I know about this at this time. And while there's a part of me that wishes I could say that this is all I want to know, I don't think that my wishes are particularly important when it comes to this issue, because I'm going to be hearing about it eventually no matter what, because that's how things work. I was confronted with this on a live stream today that I thought was supposed to be about net neutrality, and when I said I wasn't entirely keen on what was basically publicly gossiping about a friend and YouTube colleague of mine that I have a bit of a working relationship with, the guy who was most interested in talking about it said to me, "Well, if you don't want to talk about it, why would you show up to a stream where this is a major topic?" And thus, I realized within about 2 seconds that he had a point, and that if we were to be talking about this drama, I wouldn't want to be there. And so I clicked the leave call button and left the hangout without a word, though I clarified my position to the host in DMs on Twitter. And I'll give a public apology to the host for any confusion or weirdness. But here's the thing, kids. I want to clarify something because I do have a fair amount of experience in the entertainment industry, and I have known countless people who have big platforms as various different type of public personas. So please listen to what I'm about to tell you here, because it relates to what we do as YouTubers. There are certain unspoken interpersonal rules regarding people who have public platforms. And it's hard to really learn what these are without having a sizable public platform of your own or being in the public eye. And even when somebody explains any of these rules, like I'm going to explain one of them now, chances are you won't fully understand them until you experience the negative effects that happen as a result of breaking them. The rule I want to talk about is simple. You can't talk trash publicly about any other person with a public platform that you are on good terms with as an individual. It's not even necessarily about friendship or some arbitrary loyalty, because honestly, in entertainment, friendship and loyalty are sadly rather fickle. More so, it's really just the fact that if you have a platform and somebody else has a platform and you're cool with that person, if you're on good terms, it's just not a good idea to trash talk that person publicly in any capacity, because that person could feel betrayed and go on to trash talk you in the future. And so people generally just don't do that to each other, and if they do, It's kind of breaking an unspoken rule. Now, is this unspoken rule and going by it self-serving and back-scratchy? Well, it could sound that way a little bit, but here's the thing. I am far too old and have been doing entertainment for far too long to start talking trash about a guy who has always been kind to me and has helped me out on YouTube numerous times. You won't get me talking badly about Jeff Holiday publicly in a live stream regarding something that I don't even follow. It's just not going to happen. Maybe Jeff is wrong and maybe Jeff is right, and I'll probably learn about that in the future and might even hear Jeff's side of this story straight from his mouth. But you're not going to get me gossiping about him with somebody I don't really know publicly, because if I were him, I wouldn't appreciate me doing that. I've met Jeff in person twice and had a great time each time. I have also been on the YouTube Saints now twice. And every time I donate a small amount of money to them to make them say something out loud when I am in the chat, Jeff always tells people to go subscribe to my channel and that my channel is great. Am I defensive of Jeff simply so that I can continue to have a good relationship in this way? Well, to be truthful, a tiny bit. But of course, it should be of note that I'm also friends with Jeff in the first place because I do happen to agree with him about most things. That's why I pursued a friendship with him. That's why I like him. That's why I would be inclined to defend him even if I had never met him, even if I had never been on the YouTube Saints, just because I do tend to side with Jeff about most things. But it's more so the fact that I am a person with integrity that isn't going to go anywhere near a situation where I am getting a one-sided negative impression about somebody who has only been good to me. Certainly, I'm not going to do this in a public live stream. It would be a dick move on my part. It wouldn't be something that I would like done to me, and so that is that. If Jeff turns out to be in the wrong here, I'll probably learn about it, and if that is the case, I very much hope that Jeff has the courage to make a good apology and to try to clear things up, because that's all we can do when we are wrong about something. You see, the internet never forgets, and we all mess up. We all say things that we shouldn't have said, tweet things that we shouldn't have tweeted, sometimes forget that we have done these things, often when we drink, and sometimes we are tempted to alter the truth when we recap what happened later. I personally was accused of doxing a few months ago when all I did was post the name and Facebook photo of a guy who was engaging in a public online smear campaign against somebody I know, saying that this person was a racist without providing any evidence, and being so crazy that this person was literally writing everybody that my friend knew in common with him, telling everybody to unfriend the person that was allegedly racist, even though he wouldn't say why the person was racist. It was pure madness, and the guy would probably have doxed my friend had he gotten a hold of their personal information, because the guy was a certifiable SJW nutjob. But still, I realized that posting his information on Twitter, even if it was just his face and Facebook name, which was public, and he was posting about the other guy public, still, even just doing that made me look bad. Do I feel bad about doing it? Not really. I don't want to lie. But if somehow a bunch of people started harassing the guy or he got fired from work or something, I probably would feel bad. So really, it was best of me to delete the tweets and to make a public apology about the situation, which I did, though fuck that guy, seriously. Regardless, if you have gotten into this particular drama, let this be a lesson to you. If you've never been the person with your head on the chopping block up against scrutiny from the internet, well, you should expect to eventually. I learned about this starting in the 90s, back when I was taking psychedelic drugs, posting on mailing lists, and learning not to keep too many secrets, if for no other reason but because I was worried that people might learn to read my mind. I learned about this again last decade when social media came out and everybody could see pictures of what I looked like. And once again, I'm learning about this all on YouTube, where I have close to 2 million views, and people can easily find things that I said over a year ago to use against me if they want to. We're all living in glass houses on the internet. None of us are perfect. We're all still people, and so you should treat others the way you want to be treated, which is what I am doing here. Have a great evening.